Hello students, so coming back to chapter 15, that is biodiversity and conservation. In this class, we will study about the stability of a community, about loss of biodiversity, and about the six extinction one by one. Okay. And from earlier discussion, we also know that this species diversity is very much important to the ecosystem, and even ecologists also believe that those community with more species are more stable as compared to those community with less species. Okay. Ana sigi chapter sukuna naina deise karigi matang dano haiba taragadi about the stability of a community. Community is quite stable ogi habado adu khangnaba discuss tawdeba. So let us discuss about the stability of a biological community. So point number one, a stable community should not show too much variation in productivity from year to year. Our community must say stable over targadi magi year to year gi productivity da variation yam with the Ana year to year gi productivity da if there is a lot of variation, Rika indicator community do stable oide have never. Aduna community say stable we have say karina indicate the kanda magi year to year gi productivity da if there is less variation, adutari mark more stable or. So this is point number one. Now come to point number two. A stable community must be resistant to occasional disturbance. Auna ngasagi labor community se kadugya kanda biotic oiba yai abiotic seek any kind of stress haitare ko mas resistant oigadam neba haidi drought legera flood legera natra temperatures hagera ingera saisama resistant oidana ma hawba ngamaga ngasagi magi productivity do constant oina produce ngam taragadi labor community kadura it is a stable community. And come to last point, a stable community must be resistant to invasion by alien species. Usually, kadawga kanda akoigi mapani lapa pambi singsna akoigi local species dominate or kane awna akoigi leijriba diversity handrapa yai adubu kadawga kanda ngasagi community mase stable oigi have taragati hariba plants ki community kadong katai mapangi foreign species mamsena invasion pado adura moise resistant oibum change adu taragati community kadawani stable one. Okay, so these are the 3 points to describe that a community is a stable community. Next, let's see about David Tillman experiment about stable community. So what did he observe? He observed that a stable community are also linked to species richness. And he also found that the plot or the area with more species, they show what? Less year-to-year variation in the total biomass. And the plot or area with increased biodiversity, they also show what? Higher productivity. Aduna David Tillman ki experiment ki field experiment kari phange harakanda any jaga ama any area do karamba area na kanda species sam leba area do adura kadore magi year to year gi productivity da less variation leire aduga point amana kaina kanda sai same area natraga plot to aduda diversity yam leba taragadi kadore productivity su kadorani high again have level. So this is the observation made by David Tillman. Now come to another point. To understand the effect of this decrease in biodiversity on the ecosystem, a scientist by the name Paul Ehrlich proposed a hypothesis. And the name of this hypothesis is Rivet-Popper hypothesis. And according to this hypothesis, this scientists compare this ecosystem with an aeroplane and species with rivet. Rivet haitare screw do. Adugam compare to haitare. Now let us discuss this hypothesis. So removing of rivet by passenger is just like killing a species. That is, removal of rivet may not affect the flight safety. Just like that, killing of a species may also affect the functioning of the ecosystem. Auna aina phamiba sitagi screw ma handok pa habasa agi flight akai kam leroy. Mai to dana agi ecosystem du da aina species halo maramna agi ecosystem function akai ba to so have. But the removal of rivet from wing will definitely affect the flight safety. Like that, killing of a main species which perform the major ecosystem function will definitely pose a serious problem to the ecosystem. Aduna gaigi screw handopado, sitagi nataba aina wing dagi masa fazali screw handokeba adu tardi flight to pai bayar mainto dana ecosystem leba main species ama aina haloba targadi masana ecosystem gi function kaibala yai have. So this is the point, okay? So what is the point? This species richness and diversity is very much important for ecosystem health, okay? Next come to loss of biodiversity. So according to International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List, that is, it is a list of extinct species. It is documented that in the last 500 years, about 784 species have become extinct, which include 338 species of vertebrate, 359 species of invertebrates, and about 87 plants. And some example of recent extinct species are dodo, quagua, thylasin, stellar sea and 3 subspecies of tiger. And presently, it is believed that about 31% of gymnosperm, 32% of amphibians, and 12% of birds, and 23% of amphibians, they face the threat of extinction. And of these amphibians are more vulnerable to extinction. Okay, so these are just like given point. Okay, so you can buy the number also, and you can buy some name of some species which are recently extinct. Next come to the sixth extinction. So the point is that since the origin of life on earth, there have been 5 times, okay, 5 times mass extinction. And the extinction which is currently going on is considered to be the sixth extinction. So here question may be asked in an exam like this. What is the difference between the previous 5 mass extinction and the present 6 extinction? Okay, and the difference is that the present rate of mass extinction is much faster than the previous 5. So how much faster? It is 100 to 1000 times faster, and it is due to the involvement of human activities. Aduna sida haining is karino hatardi arsida life form to bodagi punna mang 5 times thokre, and this include the extinction of dinosaur also. Okay, aduna hauji chathariba mass extinction se 6 suba extinction ni heba avna exam da kai hangba yarani the difference between the 6 extinction and the previous 5 extinction. Says the difference karino heba taragadi the present rate of mass extinction se is much faster than the previous 5. Cam faster oige kanda 100 to 1000 times faster oire. Aduga my main factor se kaina kanda di involvement of human activities. Aduna hauzi ecology singna kari haigi harakanda hauzi laiba trend sida sum chathaliba taragadi within 100 years half of the all species may become extinct and high. Okay, so here you have to study something about the sixth extinction. Next come to the harmful effect of loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity mangder di kaki harmful effect la against ko. Definitely loss of biodiversity will lead to what? Decrease in plant productivity. Pasana plant product henderni. Then there will be reduced resistance to environmental stress. Any kind of environmental stress the resistant level henderani. Plus there will be increased viability of ecosystem process like productivity, water use, pest cycle. Okay, some nakanda ecosystem ki service la kai bala ane ecosystem function la kai la ane. So these are the harmful effects of what? Loss of biodiversity. Okay, and this brings me to the end of this class, and today we have discussed some point related to loss of biodiversity, and hope you can understand each and every point, and thank you very much for your attention.